Hello everybody, peace and blessings, and hello to you. Hope this video meets you well. This is an early morning video. It's around 6:15 in the morning in a New England state in America. And it's March 13th as I'm recording. It's March 13th, 2025. And this is kind of like one of those early morning video recordings where I am in a mental space. I've had some thoughts and I feel like I want to share. I want to share those thoughts. You know, so I've been doing a lot of thinking. Well, I'm always doing a lot of thinking because I'm a deep thinker. I started my channel, because I wanted to be authentically me, which is different, and I compare myself to other people. Compare myself, and I don't see myself in anybody. I see only me in me. I've never come across anybody that is like me. That is absolutely without a doubt like me. I am the only one. And one of the things that sometimes get into my head is when I watch other people and I see what they choose to put out, when they choose to create, and I love the people that I love. I appreciate I appreciate the people that I appreciate, and I appreciate the people that I love. The creators that I love, and I appreciate them for what they put out and what they produce and what they release, and I feel like I wonder about my contribution. If I wonder about the value of my contribution, because it takes me so long. It has been taking me so long to grow my channel. I have no idea. I don't know if the slow pace is normal, and other people would say, oh well, it took me a long time to get my channel to grow to a certain point, and this is normal. I've had this YouTube channel since 2020. But I only became a intentional YouTuber, like really trying to put some intention to it, even prayer and intention and work to it, for about a month, a little over a month. And I've done well. I've done well, considering, if I'm comparing what my account looked like when I started. I started out with 5 subscribers, and now I'm up to 32, and I'm here. What would be the descriptive word? I am here. I don't want to use the word anxiously, but I'm anticipating. I'm joyously waiting to see it move to 33, and to see it move and move and move. I love to see growth. I love to see change. I don't like when things look stagnant. And I feel like I've been stuck at 32 for a while, and not a long while, just maybe a week, maybe less than a week. But I want to see growth. I want to see growth every day. I want to see that account moving, and I want to see the videos that I produce, the content that I produce move. I want to see that. I want to see that it is making a difference, that is appreciated, that it's seen. And one of the things that I struggle with is that, for lack of better words, because I don't want to use the word struggle with, one of the things that challenges me mentally, is that, I feel as though the likes I get are from, my people, and my people are, like really, like my mom and maybe one or two close friends, or I feel like they're people that might not necessarily be, people that would like my stuff because they love me, because they know me. And I want to get to the point where I am eventually discovered and appreciated by strangers, people that don't know me personally, you know. But that's just my own internal challenges, my own internal mental challenges. You see, this quest that I'm on is kind of like a self. I don't want to use the word imposed, but I can't think of anything else. Self-imposed quest. It's a quest that I've given myself. I don't even know what this quest is. If I'm going to simplify it, the quest right now is to be a light, to be a light worker, to be a light, to be an inspirer, to use my gifts, which I believe my gifts are ideas, vision, mental perspectives. And my gifts are being able to connect dots and make a picture and see a whole picture, to be above, like a drone, to look at things from above and see the whole picture and see how things connect. And part of my challenge, part of my practice that I've been trying to do for many years, is to learn how to communicate that perspective, because it's not easy. It is not easy, especially because even as I am above, like a drone, looking over things and seeing various perspectives of things, seeing the things from above and not from one side or the next, not from here, not from left, not from right, not from the ground, but from above level. you know my challenge, my practice for many years has been to figure out how to communicate it to others. And one of the thoughts that come to my mind as I try to communicate my perspective on life is that I've often feel misunderstood. That is a INFJ thing, to feel lonely and misunderstood. And I often feel like people see only a certain percentage of me, but they do not get me. They don't get me, and I don't blame them for not getting me, because I honestly do feel like a one of a kind person, like so rare and so unique. And I feel like when I say these kind of things, it comes off the wrong way. And I don't mean it to come off the wrong way. I don't know. I don't even know if it does come off the wrong way. That's just that might just be in my head. But I feel as though it may come off as in a vain kind of way, or a inflated kind of way, or a self-grandizing kind of way, or something like that. And it's not like that at all. It's not like that. It is. It's actually, for a long time, I have felt in my teens, my teens and my 20s, and I gradually started to shift and grow out of it. But for a long period of time, I felt like an alien. I felt like an alien. I really do think that it's only when I started to become more active on social media, and started to hear the perspective of others and started to learn from other people and see the world in a more bigger, wider perspective. That is when I started to realize that I'm not as much an alien as I thought. You know, where I am right now, where I live in a beautiful place. Where there's a little enchanted woods right in front of this window right now that I can't see because it's still dark, but and there's like an enchanted wood in front of my Zenden window, my Serenity Room window. And I'm surrounded by nature, even though I'm not necessarily like far rural or far country. I'm still kind of like in a sort of suburbs, sort of rural, sort of suburbs area. I live somewhere beautiful, and I've always lived somewhere beautiful. That is one of the gifts that I've always had the privilege of. I don't know if it's the power of manifestation, but I've always wanted to live in beautiful places, and I've always lived in beautiful places. Everywhere I've went that I've called home, it was beautiful in one way or the next. It had some positive energy to it. It had some positivity to it. And we made it home. We made it everywhere we went home, but it was already beautiful, and we just made it even more beautiful. We made it even more home. And one of the things I've always like mentally probably requested with my visions and my hopes and my desires is windows. I love windows. And I everywhere I went, I had windows that just looked out to something beautiful. I lived in a urban community before I moved out into the more country area. Before we moved to a quieter state, we lived in an urban area. That's the first place we lived in America. And I still love my windows. My windows didn't look out to the beautiful things as much as I wanted it to, but I still hanged out. I still sat by my windows. And there was one time, early in the morning, when it's still quiet and it's not noisy yet, that the birds would be like hanging out on the building outside my little bathroom window. And I remember writing a poem called Early Morning Sounds talking about these birds. You know, I wrote 2 poems about them, and I really appreciated that magic. I found magic everywhere I went, you know. So this is why, like, some people who do not understand would say, "Ooh, you are so lucky. You are so lucky." And I would say, like, the magic that has been created in my life is magic I brought with me. You know, there was one time that I was talking to a friend, and I was sharing my feelings about, the previous home that I had. It was a farm, and it was a lot more land than this one, bigger, wider, open space than this. And we had a farm experience for like a few years, like maybe about 5 years or so. And I loved it there, and I wanted to buy that farm, but the door would not open. The door, I just tugged and I tugged and I tugged, and the door would not open for that to happen. Till eventually I got to the point where I had to accept that it wasn't happening and it was time to go, you know. And there was a transition period I did not enjoy at all. But there was a transition period between leaving that home and coming to this one. It wasn't long, but it felt like forever, you know. And I remember telling my friend, that one time when I had to, like, when the person that owned the farm had started to show the property to some other people, and we had to leave for a little bit so that she could do that, and we went driving around, and I cried so hard. I cried so hard from the pits of my stomach. I never cried that hard in my life. There was a very few times that I cried that hard, and I cried so hard it hurt, and it was painful, and I was pissed at this at God, and I was like, how could any loving father, God as I was taught that God is, how could any loving father like allow their children to feel this amount of pain, you know? And and I felt that pain more than once. I felt that same kind of pain when I lost my child, and I had to go through a whole freaking pregnancy only to end up with no child and leave the hospital. As people were leaving the hospital with their children, I was leaving the hospital with pain and loss and grief. And again, they asked the same question: how could a loving God, as I've been taught that this God is, a loving Father, who they tell me is this loving God, loving Father, allow their children to go through this kind of pain? I would never. There's no way in hell I would allow my children to go through this kind of pain. You know, and but to get back to the point, I was experiencing pain and loss and grief in a way that, was very painful. And but when I was talking to my friend and I was expressing my feelings, this gem, I call them gems, these little bits of wisdom that where the frick did that come from? This spiritual download that came out of my mouth came from here, as I would tell you, here, my soul, and then it would rise up to my throat and it would come out. This is why I say you gotta let me talk. Like, to love me and to love my account is to be patient with me and allow me to speak, because I have to get comfortable. I have to start talking, and then things will come out. When I have a conversation with my mom, me and my mom talk for hours. Anybody that I spiritually connect to, Usually our conversations can go on really long because I talk and I talk and I talk. I am not a talker by any stretch of the imagination. If you experience me personally as a talker, you have to take that as a compliment because I only talk, and I mean really talk, like hour-long conversations. I only talk to the people that I spiritually connect to, that my soul feels connected to, that I feel comfortable, that I feel safe with you. You know, the reason I can have these conversations and I can go on long and make these YouTube videos is because really and truly, I'm not looking at a real person. I'm looking at myself. I'm having a conversation with me. And I'm recording. I'm recording the conversation that I'm having with my higher self, greater self, past self, present self, future self. You know, I am having this conversation with myself, and I am inviting you, whoever choose to eavesdrop, to come in on this conversation. So let me get back to that gym. I said home. It's that I said I realized that home isn't a place outside of myself. Home is with me all the time. That's home, you know. And I said that I realized that my home can never be taken from me, even though this landlord lady was taking my home, the physical space that we lived, and we raised our children for a good few years. You know, and we enjoyed, and it was beautiful. It had this wonderful pond. We wanted to call the farm Faith Ponds Farm, ponds with an S because there were more than one pond. Oh my God, that place was so beautiful. I really wanted to buy it, and I wanted to make it amazing, and I wanted to do amazing things with it. And I'm having the same mental challenges where I am here. I see the potential, and I want to do amazing things with it. I want to be more than one place at a time and do more than one thing because I am a dreamer and a visual. I have visions, and my husband is a builder. My husband is a builder. He is good with his hands, and he is a solution oriented person, and he can take my ideas and my vision and make it real. That's why we make a good partnership. So I spent my whole life chasing home. You know, I still haven't found it yet in the physical sense because this house that we're in, we don't own it, one, and it can't be our forever home because I want a place to find my community, and I'm still isolated here. There's no community, there's no friends, there's no neighbors, and you kind of still feel trapped, you know. And so it's not the final destination, and it cannot be our forever home. But my gem is home. My real home cannot be taken from me because this is where my real home is. This is my home. You know, here, this is my home. And nobody could take that home from me. The only way that anybody can have this home is if I surrender it. If I say, you have it, you take it over, it's in your control now. That is home. So that's where home really is. Home is in your soul. Home is where your soul lies. That's your home. Home is this body. This is my home. And this home goes every freaking where I go. It's like we're like a turtle. We take our home with us, our hermit. We take our home with us. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you. So anyway, I just wanted to bring you in on my mental space this morning. You know, I I record so much, and it is like I've said numerous times, my videos are delayed in terms of posting, and I'm never up to date. Like my videos aren't up to date, you know. Well, I'll be posting, like I posted a video from March 10th, recorded on March 10th. Actually, you know, I posted that yesterday, or the day before. I can't even remember. The night before. And that's actually the closest that I get. Sometimes I think I still got some videos from March 3rd that I still want to post, you know. So my videos aren't reactionary, they aren't present, they're about processing, they're about taking you on a journey. They're like diaries. And I think that in between there will be gems. I call them gems. In between there will be gems of wisdom, you know, that would have been formed and forged from the orbs of truth that I collect. You know, you watch my videos, you know what I'm talking about. The orbs of truth, the truth that I collect. Just imagine this being an orb and I'm taking it out. I'm taking them out, collecting them, you know. And as I've said in videos before, I collect truths from various places, you know, and I'm open-minded to sometimes the videos that I click on and the YouTube videos I click on and the articles I read, and I'm just open-minded. If it was up to me, I would just spend all day just reading and watching and but I can't. I have to balance my time. I have to balance. I have to split the time up. So I can't watch all the things and I can't read all the things even though I want to. I really, really want to. Not all the things, but the things that interest me. There's so many things that that just fall out of my grasp because I couldn't grab it, you know, in time. And then more things would come. Just think of a game and, you know, you got to grab as much as you can. And more things keep coming and coming every day, coming, and I can only grab so much in a moment. So there's certain things that get away from me, certain things that other people write and create that get away from me. And I was thinking that, okay, so I posted I Am Letitia. That's the one I posted a day ago. You know, I Am Letitia. And I felt so much like doubt about posting it because I'm like, why is anybody gonna want to click on that? Who cares about me, you know? But and I didn't do well. It didn't do well. Maybe it didn't do well because, you know, first of all, the timing, obviously. There's a lot going on in March. There's a lot going on in March. People are preoccupied, and I do not blame a single person. You know, there are protests, there are movements, there are things that are happening that people just want to pay attention to and be more focused on that, and to take the time to watch a video that is not about them but about somebody else, you know, and it's focused on that person. But the purpose of that video, I Am Letitia, is for me, one, but it's more also to set an example of being starting with the micro and then focusing on the macro, focusing on the micro first and then the macro, focusing on that inner being and that inner self. And, you know, and then I also posted something else that I wrote. I posted it on YouTube. Nobody saw it, you know, and it was kind of a post, but sharing about the video, but sharing, extending a little bit of the thought about why I posted this video, why I created it. And then I also posted something on Substack. I got one person liking it. And I say that to say, you know, sometimes it makes me feel sad because I'm wondering, I doubt myself, you know. I'm wondering why am I doing this? Like, is anybody gonna appreciate me? Like why am I so invisible? And I want to be invisible, but I don't, you know. I want to be seen, but I don't. I kind of want to be seen by people worthy of seeing me, people who are going to appreciate me for who I am. And again, I don't say this out of vainness, but honestly, I do know how special I am. I do know how special I am, you know, and I want people to see it too. Not for the same reason a narcissist or an egocentric person does. It's because I feel like I was put here to help. But I am only going to be able to help if you see me. If you can't see me, I can't help you. You know, if you can't see me, then I can't help you. You have to see me. So I want people to see me. I want the right people to see me. You know, this is a random thought that I don't know where it comes from, but I'm thinking, like, I hated movies with the guardian angels, where the guardian angel will come and do their thing, and then people will forget about them. That irritated me, you know, because I'm not vain, but I don't want to be forgotten. I want to be seen. That's the truth. I want to be seen. I'm not satisfied with being a guardian angel that comes and changes your life and you don't even remember me, you know? And but at the same time it keeps feeling as though my calling is to be forgotten. My calling is to do the thing and be forgotten. So maybe that's a me thing. Maybe that's a thing that I have to work on. Because my entire life I have felt like I've done the thing and then I was forgotten. I made a difference. I made that. I created the environment for people to step out and to become. And then they forget me. And I hated that. I didn't like that at all, but it just feels like it keeps happening. And the thing is that I don't want to be seen or praised or it's so confusing. It's like I want to be seen and I want to be not seen at the same time. And again, that is me. That is me telling you that I am a helper in training, a light worker in training. I'm not an established light worker. I've not established my feelings and figured it out and my opinions and my feelings and what I want and what I believe in has been solidified and everything's set in stone and I got it all figured out. I don't. I am training and as I've said in previous videos, I envision the whole thing when a parent like just throws their child in the water and says swim. The child don't know how to swim. They ain't teach them nothing. But they tell them, they throw them in the water and tell them, figure it out. You swim. That's what I feel like as a light worker in a time such as this, in this timeline, a light worker in this timeline. To be a light worker in this timeline is some serious business. It is some serious business because this is not a timeline to be playing around with, to be honest. This is a very dark timeline. This is a dark timeline where every single test of humanity is coming back up. It's like a final test. You know, a final test. Should you all be destroyed or do you get to carry on? Do you get to carry on as human beings on this planet? This is the final test. Every single test that humanity has ever taken, all of it is coming back up. All of it. And it feels in the grand scheme of things that the majority of us, that in the grand big picture, it feels like a lot of people are failing, but there's a lot of people passing. And you know, if we're gonna go by how the Bible operates, there's way too much people passing this test for us to at the end for us to meet our end. There's more of us passing this test than there are of us failing it. You know, it's just that we're not the louder ones. The failures, the losers, you know, those are the louder ones. The ones that are failing the freaking test. Those are the loudest people in the cosmos. You know, but we are passing this test. So anyhow, I'm going to stop this recording right here. And I'm just going to say, I just did a prayer meditation. And I'm just going to say, I got some ideas. I got some videos that I want to record. You know, and I want to find my people. I want my people to find me, and I want to find my people, and I want to succeed on this space, in this space, because I want to be seen, and I don't. But I want to be seen because a light is meant to be seen. And without trying to sound vain or whatever, I am a light. I am a light worker. I am Letitia, and that means something, to be honest. I am Letitia, a millennial light worker, INFJ empath. In this timeline, this dark ass timeline, that needs light workers more than ever. So there's some gems in here. I hope people get to watch it. I can't wait to post it, but I got other things to post before this. I'm curious to see what the timeline is going to look like by the time I get around to post this, because like I said, March, the revolution will be televised. There's a lot of crazy shit happening in March. I am like flabbergasted, for lack of better words, because I don't know if I actually am, but I see what is going on, guys. I am so aware. I just don't know how to talk about all these things because there's so much, and I don't even think they're worthy of talking about, because I really do think from my own personal perspective is I just got this new card, and I don't do this is a video for another time, but this card I ordered a tarot deck, my first tarot deck, because of this card. Seven of Wands. And I learned about this card from my intuitive friend Sylvia, who I recently became friends with, from her channel being Colorful Foresight. And I did a couple of shows, recordings with her, you know, and she talks about this card a lot recently, because this here is a vision that I've had of myself. And she showed me that there's a card that has somebody created artwork to the vision that I've had. And then this is it. This is how I feel we win. This is it. And this is a video for a whole nother occasion, but this is how I feel we win. So that is why, even though I could talk about all the bad things they're doing and other creators do it, and that's why another thing, I feel bad sometimes because I watch them and I'm like, they're working so hard to draw attention to certain things. And then I'm talking about things that aren't. I'm talking about different things. I'm talking about us letting our light shine. And I constantly say it, let our light shine. Turn on that light. Pull the string. Turn on that light. And then when you turn on the light, you will create a bubble around yourself, a bubble of protection. You see? And this is how we win, because if all of us, or many of us, look like this, with our bubble of protection and our lights on, this is when we push back the dark. And this is when we win, because this is a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual battle. It's not just a physical battle. This is a spiritual battle for humanity to live and for our planet to continue with us in it. And that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But thank you for watching, and I hope that this video meets you well. This is a deck, my first tarot deck. The images are beautiful, and I gotta say that I am not a tarot person. When I look at the pictures, I don't see things. I don't have like a spiritual connection to them as yet. I just see the pictures as artwork at the moment. And I don't know where my life is going to take me, where my spiritual journey is going to take me, but I'm doing it in an authentic way. I will collect what calls to me, and I will accept what resonates with me. And I will not make myself try to force myself to become anything that I'm not, or to believe anything that doesn't resonate, or to accept things because other people say. I'm going to be the authentic version of myself, and I'm going to put that out there, and I'm going to offer it to whoever receives it, because again, like I said, I can't help you if you don't see me. So peace and blessings, and thank you for watching this video. I hope that it meets you well. Oh, and don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to this account, please subscribe. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Remember to like, remember to comment. You know, we as creators really need those things, because it helps with the algorithm, one, and it also encourages us to help us to know that we are on the right track. We are doing something that makes a difference. So thank you for watching, and peace and blessings.